Starting a business has never been easier. With all of the modern day technologies, with the internet giving you access to a worldwide audience, and all of the videos that are available online and educational systems that are online, it's never been easier for somebody to learn a skill and have access to a worldwide audience in order for you to be able to sell that service. But here's the thing, most businesses fail. And the reason why most businesses fail is not going to be what you think. When I talk to a lot of people that started businesses, there's three excuses they say their businesses failed. And we're going to take a look at those reasons today and tell you why you're lying to yourself. There is one reason why most businesses fail, and we'll get into that. The first misconception is that you don't have enough money. Yet we hear a lot of stories about all of these great tech companies and these unicorn stories where somebody went out and they started a business and they got billions of dollars in funding and they're going through it. In the first 2-3 years, they're still losing money, but people are still pouring money into it. And we're thinking to ourselves, okay, I'll never be able to be that guy. I'm starting a business. I'm doing it out of my pocket, maybe a couple $100s from my paycheck, or maybe I even had a couple $1,000s saved up to start this, so I just don't have the money to keep pouring into it. And eventually they're going to get burnt out and they think they don't have enough money to sustain the business, and eventually they're just going to stop working on it, stop investing in it, and it fails. Another misconception a lot of people have is that the business idea just wasn't good enough. Now, I've started many side hustles. I started many businesses. Some of them failed. Some of them were successes. And there's a lot of things I learned along the way. One of my businesses that I started years ago was a music publishing company. And my whole concept was I was going to go ahead and find artists and producers. We're going to produce and create a lot of music. And we're going to have a music catalog then that we can license to people that were creating movies or needed soundtracks made or doing, whatever they were doing at the time. Now, this was well before the popularity of YouTube. And so I had a great business idea. It wasn't that the idea wasn't good. It was just that the idea was a little too early. And so eventually I just didn't find the market for it. I didn't have technologies available at the time to make it happen, and it just kind of fizzled out. And a third misconception why businesses fail is because they think it's just too much work, that they don't have enough time. Because let's face it, most people that are starting businesses are trying to do it out of a kind of a side hustle, right? They're working a 9-to-5. They have a passion, they have a talent, they have a dream, they want to start doing something else, so they start it on the side. And it is a lot of work, right? So if you're spending 8 hours a day at a job and then you're trying to do your business on the side, it's going to take a lot more out of you than the ordinary person. And eventually, as you're trying to sell more, as you're trying to get more customers, as you're trying to build things and get new products and services and work with clients and go do customer service, you're going to get burnt out if you're doing it by yourself. And a lot of people just get exhausted by it. They see that it's starting to impact their lives. They may start missing work and they're concerned for it. And so it kind of fizzles out and dies a natural death just because they don't have the energy to sustain it and it's not enough hours in the day to keep it up. And I will argue that all of these are just excuses why your business is failing, because there is one thing that you can do that will prevent all of this. And that one secret I'm going to share with you right now. When my wife and I started a salon, we set out with all great intentions, and just like anybody else, we funded it out of our pocket, right? We had some limited resources, so we gathered everything together, we put things in place, and we knew that it was going to be very intensive for her, being on her feet all day, working with clients and doing the hair. And as the business started picking up, we realized there was a couple of things that was going on. She was spending a lot of time trying to work the front of the house type of system. She was spending a lot of time dealing with maintenance, dealing with phone calls and inquiries coming in, dealing with follow-up phone calls, taking payments, working with clients, trying to train new stylists as we were getting in. And we realized that that was impacting her bottom line. So there's one thing that we did that changed everything, and that's that we developed a system. We put a system in place that's going to help automate a lot of these tasks. And by putting systems in place, that's how your business is going to sustain itself. So there's a couple of benefits to building the right types of systems. If you build the right type of system, it's going to eliminate all of that burnout and stress that you have on trying to take on everything yourself. The technology is so advanced today that if you have the right people in place that can build the systems for you, then you'll notice that these systems will eliminate 90% of the tasks that you're doing. So if you eliminate all the hard work, if you eliminate the customer service, if you eliminate the phone calls, if you eliminate the book, having to book and deal with all of that, then that frees you up more time to work on the core functions of the business that are going to bring in the revenue to keep you sustaining it. So by having a system, it's going to free up a lot of your time. It's going to help you prevent burnout. The other benefit of creating a system is that it is going to be less expensive. So you're going to save a lot of money by setting up systems. Because if you have somebody that you have to either pay, or you're going to take time out of your day to do, that's less money in your pocket, or you're going to have to create that expense on paying an employee to do it. Creating a system is maybe a little bit of an upfront cost at first, depending on what, your technical savvy and if you hire somebody to do it or not. But once you build that system in place, it's going to save you money dramatically. We're hearing stories all over the earth now of companies that are downsizing and cutting staff and laying people off because they are putting systems in place that are replacing the jobs of people that they used to rely on doing it. And as a small business owner or somebody that's starting a business, I would implore you to make sure that at the onset, at the very beginning, that you start thinking about what systems you need to have in place to eliminate a lot of those tasks, eliminate the redundancies, and save you costs so you don't have to pay people to do things that systems can do for themselves. And the third benefit to systems is that it's going to help you weather the storm a little bit. So even if your business is a little slow, even if your timing is off and you may have started the business a little earlier than the market is suggesting it, you're still going to be able to maintain that. You can build and you can tweak, and if you have some analytics that are built into the background, you're going to start to be able to identify trends. You'll be able to see where the shortfalls are. You'll be able to manage where your money is going and see your profits, your loss, your expenses. Run some analytics to determine what areas you can cut down on. Maybe you need to spend more money in advertising and less money on supplies. But having a system in place is going to help you kind of identify trends and know where to put your resources, where not to put your resources, and so that you have the sustainability that you need in order to sustain your business. And if you're somebody who's looking to start a business, or you're a small business owner that's struggling and you're trying to identify what kind of systems you need and how to put things in place, there's plenty of resources that are available. I'll have all the links in the description down below, or you can just reach out to me. It's something I would love to help you with through my company, the LaFroid Group. We consult with small business owners all the time and help them with their systems. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm your boy Paul. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.